What's up, baby dolls? Giving you another emergency update. You and I, yeehaw, yeehaw, riding the bull, riding the bull. We are trying to ride the bull going on out here. I know I'm doing frequent updates, but man, like if it's a Black Monday, we have Uncle Jimmy Cramer. So what I'm just going to show you is what's been going on, friends. So Asia session, it's on a circuit breaker here. I'm just doing more closer updates, right? So when you look at the daily of the S&P 500, I'm just going to go down to this 15-minute chart. This is pretty much what has happened. So there's a gap up there, but I'll now actually show you more closely. This is the chart here, S&P 500. So it's done like this 5% down up here, and then it's comes down here. Now, what's interesting, friends, is there's a guy I follow. He's a really nice guy. His name's Jason Shapiro. Jason, friends, he's Jason Shapiro. Friends, I was watching some Saint Wolf just now. Jason Shapiro, friends, he is one of the market wizards. If I just click on here, I think he has one of his latest videos. Just checking out. He has like one of these latest videos and stuff. Like, it's not relevant for crypto at all, but I just like him. I just like him. He does contrarian stuff, and like generally I like listening to what he says. He's not trying to predict the future. He's literally exactly like me. Literally split image of me. Someone would even say he's sexier as well. He's sexier. So he trades off like commitment of traders, right? So he just tries to look at, okay, where are all the retailers? Are they long or are they short stuff? And you can look at institutional accounts where they're long or short on things. So it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to predict things, but what he does is he tries to look at when retailers are like, say, massively long or massively short something. And if they say massively long, he looks for these periods where there is a good news that appears in that thing and then it fails on the day. Okay, so he looks for that confirmation and then he takes the trade. And also on the opposite side, he looks at when, say, everybody's short something. So he looks at silver, corn, everything else out here. He looks at, okay, everyone's short Taiwan index, whatever it is, okay? So you look at that, or US equities, and you look at these periods where bad news comes out. It might be like high inflation or like the rate was holding or something out here. He looks at those and he tries to see, okay, if the bad news came out and the day finished green, right? But everybody's still short. So he looks for things out here. Now, why I am mentioning this is, see, Jason Shapiro, man, this is interesting. Firstly, this is wild, right? Look at all these videos, right? They're all like 4 or 5 minutes, all of these. Friends, look at this. He released a 29-minute video publicly. This was on Friday for 29 minutes, okay? He's also saying, he trades off futures and stuff out here, right? So short-term day trading, swing trading stuff. But what I found interesting is, in the video, so he released this on for Friday for his members only, and he released the public. I watched it, and he came in markets in the Asia financial crisis, which was 1999 or something. And funny enough, what I'm going to do is let's actually go look at it. He said, okay, on the low. Now, I'm correlating this. Okay, he didn't say a bottom or anything is happening. Okay, he basically said on the low of that, when all the bad news hit in Asia, the Asian session followed over from USA, and then everyone G'd all the Asian stocks. Japan, Australia, Korea, Taiwan, China, everything was G'd. And then what he actually said was, everyone sold, and then they, like I guess the big institutions or the funds, just scooped everything up in the midst of that. And this is interesting, right? He mentioned that in his video, but he's not saying, oh, go get long. He was just using it as an example. And I'm wondering if something similar happens again. Now, I think I looked it up, friends. I think this is it. 1997. What a wild chart, dude. You got to check this out, friends. What we can do is let's like remove what it looked like down here. Okay, that's what it looked like, yeah? So stocks were down. It's like 7%. And then they had like this huge gap down. Okay, let's go back and check it. Which, man, this is wild. So stocks, friends, they had this huge gap down. There's this crisis here. Remember, it's an Asia crisis out here. And remember, that's the stock market of America. What I'll do is let's go look at another stock market in Asia. Now, actually, I've just had a look at it here. It's a bit hard to find, friends. I'm trying to look through the Japanese index itself. And I've got here like 1997. It's a bit tough to figure out like where the hell did the crisis or something actually play out, because Yeah, there's a lot of these different indexes. I think one country have got hit more than others, maybe Thailand or something. But yeah, just going back to maybe the stock market itself. Jason, he basically said there was an Asia financial crisis. It came out and there was this session, right? US finishes low, just like I showed you. And then Asia opens and he goes, you have every reason to sell Asia stocks. He goes, everything you wanted to sell, he goes, it was weird. He goes, every single country that was affected the most, those were the ones they bottomed the hardest. And he said it was just, and I think what he actually said is all their banks or their governments came out and they go, you know what, we'll buy them. I forgot what he said, something happens, but you didn't know until after. They were literally accumulating off all the weak hands. It was wild. That's why what we've seen now is stock market comes and gaps down. I'm wondering if Asia Friends is repeating that because he mentioned it in his video and he wasn't saying stand in front of the train or anything because it was from the Friday gap, right? We're already 5% lower. So obviously that's good, right? Don't just, hold these longs over these weekends or anything. Not for me and you, but for people on leverage trading and things out here. So that's why, man, it really is, friends. Yee-haw! Yee-haw! Trying to stay on the ball. Uncle Bobby's sold. Everyone's selling. Oh, man. Friends, look at this, man. There's even, just in a big Ethereum whale has panic sold 14,000 ETH, right, in the past few hours. And, bro, you're selling 14,000 ETH after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles? Bro, in a row? Who are you, bro? Friends, look what Ethereum did in our bear market. 1, 2, 3. 3 red in a row, bro. You're selling on 5 red monthly candles, Habib. I'm not saying it's going to go up. I'm just, bro, what are you doing, man? You've lost your bubbles. My gosh. Man, it's just wild. I wonder, man. I wonder, did this guy, this fund, right? Are they selling alongside all those Asia session Jeeters that Jason Shapiro is talking about? These is the wallets. He's just sending millions and millions of dollars to Binance. Dump, dump, dump. I don't know, man, markets are really tough, man. Markets are really tough. And yeah, as much as you want to quit, friends, yeah, every day I wake up, man, I want to quit as well. I just feel it's gone garbage. It's just bro, just look at this, bro. This is it. Literally down, 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 down. Okay, now I should sell. Come on, bro. You know better. You got 14,000 ETH, Habib. You need me to trade for you? Do you need me to lock away the key and run away? Right? I'll oil myself up. I'll run around naked in the office. You can't catch me. I'll have the ledger up my butt. You'll never be able to sell. Do you really need me to do that? Do you really need me to do that? They do, friends. They literally need a well-oiled man to run around with a ledger literally put in his rectum butt with the ledger. That's the only way they'll be able to never be able to sell. Because if it's just right there, come on, bro. I've got to sell. Bro, what were you doing here? What were you doing here? Tarrriffffs. No one can tell me how many R's and how many F's in Tarrriffffs. Will history repeat, bro? Will it repeat? I'm just wondering if this thing's going to close the gap. That's the S&P 500. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You just Friends, I hope you appreciate this, man. When I was going through a lot of turmoil and stuff out here, I always knew what to do, but it's nice when someone's out here, putting a face and just saying, literally, don't care, baby. Yeehaw! Not selling. Not selling. Yeah, I hope we look back and we laugh one day. Bro, Uncle Bobby sold with Jim Cramer. Uncle Bobby. Friends, Uncle Bobby has literally been saying your number one goal in the bull is to stay on the bull. That's it. Uncle Bobby's yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw. The number one goal, bro. And he's literally saying, and then, friends, when it went down, he's made his tweet. Obviously, we love Uncle Bobby, but he's saying, don't worry about me. I'm still in profit for my things before. And I'm man, it feels like a justification. Oh, I'm selling. I know these things are down. It's there's incongruency with stuff out here, but I'm just going to show you, I'm still in profit and I'm okay. Oh, man, it's tough, friends. It's tough, isn't it? This was the chart. Don't you like this cute little Pokeball? Hopefully we close the gap, friends. Shout out to everybody in the Poker Center. And then we have Princess Peach out here. Friends, all the altcoins and stuff out here, they're all secondary now, and the liquidity's thin. So just there are people out here, they honestly want to take like their $100 of liquidity. Just let them get out, bro. Don't worry about it. Like if we need Ethereum's, bro. Ethereum's like $1,500, bro. You know what I mean? Like when Ethereum's $3,000, everything can reprice out later on. So just it is what it is. No one's abandoning anything. Everyone's sticking around here. Okay, S&P 500, that 5% gap. We just got to see how strong your glutes are. Are your butt cheeks ready to clench the teeth of the bears? I don't know what's more scary, being long right now or being short with Jim Cramer. And yeah, man, it is true, friends. Jim Cramer, he's gone viral. He literally, his finance stuff is going viral. Black Monday. Friends, look at this. Black Monday 2025, markets price for potential downturn. Bro, what do you mean? Bro, S&P's down 22%. You know, and then saying, okay, now get ready for the real pain. I also want to show you this, friends. An Ethereum whale out here borrowed $8 million DAI on Spark to buy the dip. Now, remember, friends, Spark, it's a popular name in the PulseChain community. Why? Because Spark is the name of the protocol made by MakerDAO and has a fancy feature. So you can hold SDAI, so savings DAI, and it accumulates yield in DAI. So it's basically your state, it's like a US bank account, but it's real yield. Yeah, it's not them printing inflation and giving it here to you. You're earning yield from MakerDAO. When they MakerDAO, so people put their ETH in, like this guy, right? He borrowed $8 million of DAI. So yeah, let's say he's got $50 million in there. He's borrowed $8 million. He's going to be paying an interest rate. That interest rate, every time the fees accrue, however often or however it works, it goes to a pool. That's part of the fees. And then everyone holding SDAI gets distributed the fees. MakerDAO is a protocol. PulseChain does also have PulseMaker with a currently broken and speculative PDAI. It does. That's why the speculation that this thing can fix itself. That's why it's interesting, right? About how all these things might come together later on, but you get to witness it in real time, right? This guy's like borrowing to come buy the dip. Look, friends, I wonder, first, it would be funny if that was actually Richard Hart doing that for himself, number one. Number two, it would be interesting. Maybe that's what Richard wants people to do and say the next bear market. You're holding your core coins and you borrow, but I just want to, I'm all for the vision, friends. Just please, for the love of God, just be careful, bro. Please, because crypto, you can't, just don't. Friends, I don't want to see you. If Ethereum gets back to like 8K or something, please, just be careful of even borrowing 10% of your thing. Because, bro, like crypto, it drops to 90% and then it sits there, you know? So in an ideal world, we have that. We can borrow on it and everything. That's the ideal world. Realistically, though, like friends, when you borrow on your real estate, like if you're Paris Hilton, you know, she's entitled to like her, let's say she got one of the $400 million hotels. When she borrows like 20 million on the hotel, that's 5%, yeah. The building is not going to fluctuate 90% down in 24 months. Yeah, but crypto does. That's why the volatility is freaking insane. But at least we've got to start somewhere, right? We're building for the future. Spark was used by rumored Richard Hart when someone used the sacrifice funds to buy $600 million of SDAI to perhaps test it out and earn yield. Shortly after, the funds were rotated into 170,000 ETH where it sits today. Okay, so that's just the wallets out here doing that stuff. So Spark is quite fancy. It's actually quite nice. It's real yield as well. Yeah. Man, it's so hard to be hopeful for it. Like but it's still going down, still going down. You're trying to look for anything different. What do you do, bro? I don't know what to, like, just a lot. I know, friends, a lot of people are clicking out and just leaving. I know, man. I know, but like, I'm not saying it's going up, bro. I'm just telling you, if we go up, you're coming back in 30 days, dude. You're not leaving. Okay, if you want to prove to the world that you're going to click sell and take the last ounce of control in your life because this market has sucked away your spirit and your dignity, okay, I'm just telling you, like, you're going to see a bunch of retardios partying later on. You're going to jump right back in. I'm just letting you know. Okay, if you're okay clicking out now and then like you buy back less of a position later, fair enough. That's okay. But I'm just telling you that's the game, bro. You are not going to sit back and watch like a grown adult squirrel whipping away the bull market. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! You're not going to be able to watch that and say, you know what? Let me hold stable coins for the next 12 months. You're not going to do that, man. Like, which means when you get back in, you just got less quantity. But then again, don't blame me if it is the start of Great Depression and then like, you and I run into you in the super lane and you like tap me behind the shoulder and they're like, hey, how about that crypto marker? I'm like, crypto marker, bro. Spoonie, we used to slice bears. Now, noodle soup for me, you know? Think about the language you're talking about now. And this is Bitcoin out here. Please hold, bro. Can you please hold and just stop scamming us? But you know what? Whatever. You are scamming us. Also, Arthur Gay's friends, our favorite gay bear. Arthur Gay's, he said 108K top Bitcoin. He said 76K bottom. Here we are. And now he says, look, this month's a bit poopy. And then we're going to 250K by the end of the year. So, see, it's tough, bro. Like Arthur Hayes, he didn't have the best trading record before. Now he's doing it right. And then Uncle Bobby with a good record before. Now Uncle Bobby's taking a third out and he's worried about the 4-year cycle. You see what I mean? That there's always people moving in and out. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep tweaking my nipples. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.